What if I told you that there was a time when aluminum was more expensive than gold? Would you believe it? Yes, you heard that right. There was a time when Emperor Napoleon I served food to his most VIP guests on plates and with spoons made of aluminum. Meanwhile, ordinary guests were served on gold tableware. Yet today, nearly 200,000 tons of aluminum are produced around the world every day. In the United States alone, more than 4.6 billion kilograms of aluminum are used every year. Modern civilization cannot function for even a moment without this metal. From massive airplanes in the sky, to cars driving on the roads, to the high-voltage power lines that bring electricity to our homes, aluminum is everywhere. So today, let's take a look at the incredible journey of how an ordinary mountain of rock is transformed into aluminum. More than 8% of the Earth's crust is made up of aluminum, making it the most abundant metal in the Earth's crust. However, unlike gold or silver, aluminum is not found in nature in its pure form or in veins. Instead, it is found inside a reddish-colored rock called bauxite. The largest deposits of bauxite are found in countries such as Australia, Guinea, Brazil, and Jamaica. Located in the mountainous region of Australia, Alcoa's Huntly Mine is one of the world's largest bauxite mines, where around 23 million tons of bauxite are extracted every year. However, extracting this rock is no ordinary task. To remove the rock from more than 5 meters below the surface, powerful blasts are carried out using a mixture of ammonium nitrate and fuel. These explosions are so powerful that a single blast can destroy a structure as large as a 10-story building. A single blast can bring 5,000 to 100,000 tons of bauxite rock to the surface across a huge area. To produce just 1 ton of pure aluminum, around 4 tons of bauxite must be processed. That's why mining companies invest enormous amounts of money in massive mining equipment. A single giant excavator used in these mines can cost around $20 million. And the enormous off-road mining trucks can carry up to 270 tons of bauxite at a time. A massive excavator can fill one of these trucks in just about a minute. Once the rocks arrive at the processing plant, the Bayer process begins. First, conveyor belts carry the rocks into a huge rotating drum. Inside the drum, powerful steel balls crush the rocks into an extremely fine powder. The powder is then mixed with a special liquid chemical called caustic soda, which helps separate the aluminum-containing compounds from the other materials. The most fascinating part is that the resulting liquid solution is then processed and dried until it forms sand-like crystals. This material is called alumina. And this is where the real aluminum-making process begins. The alumina powder is then transported by ship to a primary aluminum production plant. A single cargo ship carrying tens of thousands of tons of alumina can supply enough raw material to produce a massive amount of aluminum. Once the ship arrives at the port, huge suction pipes, almost like giant industrial vacuum cleaners, can unload hundreds of tons of alumina every hour. At the factory, the powder is stored in enormous containers or silos. Pure alumina has a melting point of around 2050 degrees Celsius, but when it is mixed with molten cryolite, its effective processing temperature can be reduced to around 950 degrees Celsius. The mixture is then placed inside huge electrolytic cells through which an enormous amount of electricity is passed. In fact, electricity accounts for roughly 1/3 of the total cost of producing 1 kilogram of aluminum. The amount of electricity consumed by a large aluminum smelter can be enormous, enough to meet the electricity demand of hundreds of thousands of homes. As electricity passes through the cells, oxygen is separated from the aluminum oxide. The oxygen rises and reacts with carbon anodes, producing carbon dioxide. Because pure aluminum is much heavier, the molten aluminum settles at the bottom of the cell. Every 36 hours or so, the molten aluminum, still at around 950 degrees Celsius, is pumped or siphoned out. To prevent the molten metal from solidifying, it is transported in specially insulated containers to a refining furnace. There, the aluminum is heated again and filtered to remove hydrogen and other unwanted impurities trapped inside the molten metal. Finally, the purified molten aluminum is poured into molds to create large blocks called ingots. These ingots are cooled very carefully and under controlled conditions to prevent internal defects or cracks from forming. Once the aluminum blocks are completely finished, they are shipped to different industries. There, they are transformed into countless products used to manufacture cars, airplanes, buildings, electrical equipment, household products, and many other things. But the story behind the discovery of aluminum is also incredibly interesting. In 1807, British chemist Sir Humphry Davy first identified the existence of aluminum while studying a type of salt called alum. However, separating the metal itself was deeply difficult. About 20 years later, Danish chemist Hans Christian Ørsted managed to isolate aluminum after a great deal of effort. But the process was so complicated and expensive that aluminum remained extraordinarily valuable. In fact, during the 19th century, it could be worth more than gold. Then, in 1886, everything changed. French scientist Paul Héroult and American scientist Charles Martin Hall independently discovered a revolutionary process for producing aluminum using electricity. Their discovery made large-scale aluminum production possible and dramatically reduced its cost. The process they developed became the foundation of modern aluminum production and eventually made aluminum affordable and accessible to ordinary people. It is truly amazing to think that a reddish-colored rock can be transformed through advanced technology and enormous amounts of energy into one of the most important metals of modern civilization. So, what did you think of today's video? Don't forget to share your opinion in the comments.